Okay, so we're over here at the grounds of the former summer palace for the royal family, the Thai King Rama V or Chulalongkorn had this constructed out here. It's since been dismantled, but there's still parts of the stuff here, like this Asadang Bridge, and he had this built. You can see here, this is the foundation of one of the halls that they had built. Now all of this was built in 1889, and it was the only royal family house that was built on an island. And a few years after this was built, the Thais and the French had a war, the Thai-Franco War. I believe it was in like 1893, and the French landed troops on this island and they used it to blockade the Gulf of Thailand. You can see they had a nice view here from the palace. And there's a lighthouse right there. Okay, so this is what it looks like now after they disassembled it and they moved it over into Bangkok near Dusit. And they renamed it the Vimanmek Mansion. And it's over by the former Dusit Zoo and everything. So this is what it looked like whenever it was built. And you can see the foundation of it now. And they started building it in 1892. And then when the French-Siamese conflict took place in 1893, they stopped construction, and then the king ordered it to be dismantled in 1900, and they took it into Bangkok from here, all the wood and everything. Okay, so this is what they call the wooden house by the sea. It's quite nice. It was built under the rule of King Rama V. They don't know exactly what year it was built, but that was who ordered it to be built. And it was originally built to be a convalescent home for like disabled Westerners, and then they ordered it, after that they ordered it to be remodeled and used as housing for members of the royal family. But this is really a nice building. It's got the wooden shutters, wooden floor. Looks like it goes up to the second floor, but they have staff only. And they have some of the stuff that has been found in this area, coins, pieces of pottery and everything. And they have this part that's been converted into a coffee shop. How cool is this? This is nice. You can look out onto the sea from here. Oh, this is a brilliant building. Some pictures inside here of the royal family. All right, so this building here is the Vadhana Mansion. And it was built again by King Rama V. It was completed in 1889, and it was like a charitable work to house like convalescent people, both Thais and foreigners. And it was named after the Queen. And then while they were building the palace, they made it to where it could accommodate members of the royal family. So they stayed in this while it was being built until 1892. And of course, after the French invaded, they abandoned this whole area, and then they tore down the main palace. So it looks like they have some German envoy, Kaiser Wilhelm II. So he sent an envoy to Bangkok in 1891. And the king met him here on this island. Let's go to the second floor and see what it looks up here. Some more of the information placards and stuff. The Buddha footprint, which is up on the hill. This martial arts teacher giving gifts to the people. His inauguration ceremony. And the foundation stone. That was whenever he ordered the building of that mansion, August 10th, 1892. Well, this is a nice building now. Back in the days before AC, so Kings had to sweat a bit. And looking out into the grounds of the former royal palace. Yeah, this building is so nice. It has a nice balcony right here. So this is a part of the complex here that they call Chulalongkorn Park. You can see it has little paths going up into the trees and up onto the little hill. There's quite a bit to this area. It just kind of sprawls out on the tip of the island over here. So here is the Phra Chuthathut Mansion. Yet another one of the buildings that was built at the time when they were getting ready to build the mansion. So around 1892 or so. Looks like they have a statue inside. This is kind of a different looking little building. It's kind of like you see the pagodas in the parks. And then they just kind of enclose the walls. Pretty nice. Has a breezeway built all around it. Yeah, this is pretty cool. And this is another one of the buildings. This is Abrahorn Mansion. This is what it looks like inside. Looks like it's going to be another one of the buildings with some data plates and stuff up in it. These buildings are so nice. The wood is fantastic. And the whole construction of it is nice. But you know, it was for the royal family, so it would have had the best craftsmen that they could find to do all of this. There's the nice balcony facing the sea. So the king and his whole family, and the royal family was quite large. I mean, there was, I think like Rama I had like 42 sons and daughters. I can't remember offhand how many Rama V had, but they always had a big family. Schools and stuff, some other stuff that was built on the island. Okay, so up here on the top of the hill is this Phra Chuthathut. It's got 12 corners to it, as you can see right down here at the bottom, and it's 8.3 meters tall. They don't know how old it is. They have some mariner records that date back to the 1820s, 1822, and they assume it was a shrine for those people, but they don't know when it was constructed. Okay, so right here, this is kind of interesting. This is a chetty, which is an ordination hall. It's under construction right now. They're rebuilding it, but you can see still the scaffolding and everything up there. That's the top of it is kind of a Sri Lankan style, and then down here is like a Gothic style with the archways, and you can see the stained glass. And you got some doors there. So anyway, this was built in 1892, and we can't explore it. It's got all the construction is closed, but it looks really beautiful. So it'll be nice to come back here in a couple years when they're all done here. Let me get out of here before I get attacked by one of these crazy dogs. You see here, came around the backside, all the dogs are over there. You got all the stones that were on the the ground floor here. They got them tore up. And you can see they've redone all the wood and the windows and the doors and everything on the bottom. Yeah, this is really nice here. It's a shame that it's being remodeled right now, but hey, it'll look nice when they're done. So you can see all of the stonework and stuff. And whenever this was all being constructed, Rama V was concerned about there being enough drinking water to service not only the palace, but the locals that were around it. So he ordered a construction of a bunch of these like little collecting pools, and he had all stonework done to direct the rainwater to where it could be caught. And they found a spring in the area, so they ordered it to be dug a well down into the spring, and then the king proclaimed it as public property, so the local villagers and everybody could come over here and collect water. Which this island is pretty dry. There's not a lot of water that I've seen, so I'm sure that they had some real issues with that. Same as if you guys remember my video from Koh Sichang, they actually have to bring drinking water onto that island. And it always is amazing. You're surrounded by all this ocean and you don't have enough drinking water. But he gave them all these like weird little names and stuff that in the Thai language would be pretty fun, kind of whimsical names, but I can't pronounce any of them. So you can see it's pretty dry, but there are all these pools still. You can see down there, there's one that still has some water. And right here, kind of in the middle of the grounds, is a monument dedicated to King Rama V. And he lived and basically passed away in 1910, I believe. So not long after this was abandoned, after the Siamese-Franco War. I believe the successor, Rama VI, was his son, his eldest son. So you can see kind of the temple grounds. This is quite nice. This is would have been a nice place back in the day, but it's still really hot. So here was the bathing courtyard, so the royal family could come over here and take a bath. And it was right next to one of these hand-dug ponds up underneath these trees. Really nice. So I don't know if they use that as the place to kind of sun up there, and then they would come down these steps and swim in these little ponds. I don't know how they did it, but there's quite a bit of these little man-made ponds for them to swim and stuff in. And all the royal family could come and have a good time.